everyone, Olivia Reiner here for Packers News, joined by Ryan Wood, and today we are previewing the tight ends position of the 2019 Packers roster. So Jimmy Graham, 32 years old, he's getting up there, but he is the Packers' presumably #1 tight end. What are we expecting to see out of Jimmy Graham this year? How much was Mike McCarthy's offense a factor in how he performed last year? And what room is there for him to grow this upcoming season?
Well, they paid him the $5 million roster bonus that they had the option to pay him in March because they expect that he's going to be better than last year, or at least the same. They need him to be better than last year. It's not that he didn't produce, but he wasn't Jimmy Graham. When we talk about Jimmy Graham, that game-breaking speed, the ability to make big plays, that tilt the field, we didn't really see that. We saw catches, yards, didn't see many touchdowns. You don't suddenly become more of a game breaker at 32. He turns 33 in November. So I think it's a little dubious to see that he can have a much bigger year than last year. But look, after Mike McCarthy was fired, there were grumblings about that offense and how it de-emphasized the tight end position. And how much is that going to change under Matt LaFleur? I think it's a very fair question. Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Graham have got to get on the same page in a way that produces for this offense the way that general manager Brian Gutekunst expected when he signed Jimmy Graham 2 springs ago, and he released Jordy Nelson the same day. If that can happen, it's a huge uplifting for this offense that didn't really occur a year ago. But again, at 32, turning 33, it's not the best bet to count on that happening.
Okay, so let's take a look at the depth chart behind Jimmy Graham at tight ends. Obviously, Mercedes Lewis, we've got him up there as well, veteran. Jay Sternberger was drafted. We've got Robert Tonyan as well going into his second year with the Packers. So how do you see sort of the third tight end position, that competition there? How do you see that panning out this season?
Robert Tonyan's put himself in a really good position to have a nice camp. He's gotten ones repping with the first team at times because Mercedes Lewis hasn't been around as much. He's had an excused absence from minicamp and hasn't been around as much. That opens the door for more repping for Robert Tonyan. Now, the Packers did not draft Jay Sternberger in the 3rd round to be behind Robert Tonyan on the depth chart. Robert Tonyan, to make this team, is still going to need to do it through special teams first. But he's put himself in position. Now, I think the real question is how quickly or slowly they move along Jay Sternberger. It's been very clear this spring that you've got your first 3 picks, Rashawn Gary, Darnell Savage Jr., and Elton Jenkins in the 1st and 2nd round who've gotten reps at the 1s and 2s, and then everyone else. I think that ideally the next person to graduate, the next drafted rookie to graduate to the next group would be Jay Sternberger. So when camp opens, I mean, that's a big thing to watch, is how quickly he moves along. He doesn't have to move along too quickly, though, because they got a lot of veterans, and Jimmy Graham, like you said, is going to be that #1 tight end.
Some interesting questions that we would like to see answered this upcoming season. Make sure you guys are checking out PackersNews.com for all of our other position previews. Follow us on social media for more updates throughout the offseason. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.